Welcome back on the VST channel. This is the Xiaomi 15 using the latest Snapdragon 8 Elite, the latest chip from Qualcomm built on 3nm technology, also with the latest Adreno 830 GPU. And this here is the Zenless Zone 0. Some of you asked me to test this game and I am doing this. But this time we're gonna do this the proper way, because here you can see the FPS reading, the CPU, the GPU, and also the battery discharge, because my friends from WeTest gave me credits so I can now use PerfDog. In case you want to do some proper FPS and performance testing, please go and check out WeTest PerfDog. And guys, without any further ado, I'm gonna be starting the game. Have in mind, I never played this game, so this thing is gonna be a real life experience. And the first thing I wanna do is set up the graphics quality. So the image quality is set to high. Now let's check the rendering. I'm gonna set it to high. Your current settings are too high and may cause your device to overheat, resulting in logging in game. Alright, I will take a chance. The anti-aliasing, I'm gonna leave it to TAA. The shadows, I'm gonna pump them up to high. FX quality is gonna set to ultra. And again, I get the warning, that's fair. FPS 30 or 60 FPS, and again, it's probably too much for the device. The character quality is set to high. The environment quality is set to high. The volumetric fog is enabled, bloom is enabled, and this is gonna be it. Also guys, for the input I can use touch and controller. I have now paired my DualSense controller so that I won't obstruct your view of the game. So I do believe this is it. Let me also try to manually measure the temp. We are starting with 34.5. Am I using Game Turbo here? I am using it in the performance mode. Without any further videos, I'm gonna click the play button and let's see what this game will do. Some people are saying that this game has even higher demands in terms of resources for graphics, and if that's true or not I cannot confirm, but nevertheless you wanted me to test the game. Thanks again to PerfDog, who provided me quota so I can use their fantastic tool to get a proper FPS reading, because remember, the standard implementation in Android 15 under HyperOS doesn't work, KFMark doesn't work, TacoStats under Shizuku doesn't work, Scene 7 doesn't work, so nothing really seems to be working, but PerfDog, WeTest, that thing works. You're also going to see the results directly from PerfDog, and at the end of the gameplay we're also going to analyze them and see what went cool, what went wrong, and etc. So the Zenless Zone 0, let's start playing. On the background I'm gonna be using my DualSense controller. You guys please enjoy the gameplay and also take a reading at the FPS. Now I want to make a disclaimer. I'm starting this game for the first time in my life, and usually I'm not a mobile gamer. I do like my games on consoles and emulators and PC and etc. So guys, if you're using this game every day, sorry that I'm not really advancing in all the levels, but I want to see the experience. If you are owning this device, you put up the game, you start it, like how many FPS are you gonna get with all the settings? Alright, we start very I wanted to say that we start very strongly. This wasn't the case. Alright. Okay. Not ideal as of now. 59 though. Could have been worse, I guess. Alright, let me do a spin. 60 FPS, so the first two villains, yeah, it was more like a mixed feeling. Some frame drops. But now, we are at 60. Alright, let's see what happens here. The same developers that are behind the Genshin Impact. This looks though very different. And I have to tell you, I kind of, what the hell is going on? Basic attacks. Alright, generate energy. I thought for a moment that my phone overheated and that's game over, but no, it wasn't the case. Wow! Alright. Oh my god. When I perform this attack, I think that I'm touching the 50 FPS. Alright, at the end guys, I'm gonna do a recap and we're gonna see the average frames per second. Okay. Kind of like this game. Looks nothing really like Genshin Impact. kind of like Cyberpunk and even Stellar Blade if you play that on your PlayStation. It's very arcadey. Yep, Wipeout. Alright, let's check some temps after my first win. 35, what? 35.3, so not an issue at all. The GPU works heavily, guys, 60 to 80%. CPU not so much, but you can see this is really a GPU intensive game. And the battery, wow, you can check milliamperes and milliwatts discharge. Some shooting is involved. This is cool. Also shooting is involved in this game. Cool. Oh wow. I won? Alright. I have to be honest, I do believe I like this better than Genshin Impact somehow. It looks like a mixture from Devil May Cry and something else, really very arcadey at the moment. Woo! Alright, let's try to shoot. Wow. Shooting is very intense. Alright, now I can switch the characters. Alright, that's cool. Jesus, this game is really crazy. Like, whoever suggested this, thank you so much. I probably will never downloaded it. Alright, and now let's check the real thing. Oh no, too late for the combo. Okay, 52 to 57 FPS. 36! This is amazing. Yeah, the phone is not really heating, and I feel this being strange, as usually I'm used to the phones like almost burning my hands, but okay, I'm not touching the phone. The phone is, by the way, with the case. So far, we do have some stable FPS, starting with like 51 to 60, so I expect on an average to get like more than 50 FPS, and it's not 60 FPS stable all the time. But we can see that the Xiaomi 15 and the Snapdragon 8 Elite are really trying very hard.
Please, manager, lead the way.
Alright, let's see what happens next. I should say that it's a fun game. Honestly, I didn't expect that. I thought it's more like Genshin Impact, and it's probably the case. I guess. But in the same time, it's very, very different from what I've seen in Genshin Impact. And again, you know, I'm not really a very big Genshin Impact player. I didn't unlock all the nice locations. But it's just enough for me to get a good understanding on how well or not well the game runs, even in these very early stages of the game, because as everybody's saying, all the expansion packs and the new areas, they're even more demanding. So if I'm not getting a good frame rate in the beginning of a game, then I know it's gonna be bad. Alright, but so far I think this thing isn't bad, like 56, 58 FPS stable in combat, and I'm already playing for like 20 minutes. Insane combat, I have to tell you. 38, alright, we are slowly starting to raise up the temperature, but it's 38.2, it's not even 40 yet, and you can see in the cutscenes it's not even 2 watts discharging. That's very good, I have to tell you. 60 FPS here, 1325 CPU cores, and the GPU only 11% in the cutscene. Now in the game, of course, it's higher. It's a weird game, but I have to tell you, weird in a good way somehow. Really strange. I'm just casually walking through the city here. Sometimes 60 FPS, not all the time though. Alright, let's do one more round of fighting before I draw the line here and do a final recap with these statistics from PerfDog. Alright, let's try to enjoy this as much as we can. The fighting isn't that bad, I have to tell you. I've seen frames rate like 50 FPS. It isn't ideal, guys, I will not lie to you, but this is the most advanced graphics settings, like the highest settings. Everything is really on the high. Just imagine that one. And I still think it's kind of cool because everything runs smooth. There are these occasional stutters. Alright, there is now a boss. Oh, what the... No, 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 no! No, come on! Oh, this was a bad fight.
I'll cover you. Leave it to Billy.
Target confirmed. Please go her. Not.
Oh, this is intense. Honestly, I'm not even sure how you're supposed to play this without a gamepad. It's just really like a proper game that requires a gamepad. Oh, come on. You just don't want to die on me, man.
It's just me.
Signal lost. Alright guys, this was it. Sadly, I wasn't able to defeat this again. I'm very weak at this game. And at least now we are to 40.8. Now let's do a recap based on the data we have from PerfDog. Alright guys, this is the end test result. Again, kindly provided by WeTest PerfDog. If you want to do performance testing like this, just check them out. The game is Zenless Zone 0. I've played it for like about 43 minutes. Now, first things, let's have an overview. The average FPS is almost 55 FPS, which isn't that bad. There is also a smooth rating, which is recommended to be below 8 for games. So it's not the best, right? But it's still below 8. Then here we do have also some important other information. We see the average CPU, 70.8, and then we see some other details. But what is quite important is the average power that was drawn. 3200 milliwatts. This was because I was using Wi-Fi. Not too bad at all. Now also what is important, in the FPS we can see we got at some point like 12 FPS only in 1% of the time. In most of the time we were doing more than the 25. So like 98% of the time we were still getting good frames. 54.9 with a smooth rating here. Again, lowest FPS, the standard one, the variable one. I would say that when I was playing the game in the combat scenes, as you can also see in the video, it was more or less okay. It was not 60 FPS stable. Sometimes it even dropped to 50 FPS. But in general, with all the highest graphical settings, I do believe that it's still very much playable. CPU wasn't doing really a great job on this game. Of course, it was working like average total CPU 31%. I guess more really was done by the GPU, and the GPU, you can see GPU really was doing the heavy lifting here. The average GPU usage is 55.3%. Now, what about the temperature? When I was measuring the on-surface temperature, it was like 41.8 at the end, but for the first like half of the test, it wasn't even more than 40, which surprised me. And now let's go to the battery. 40 minutes of playing, 3184 in average milliwatts, like 3 watts. This isn't that bad, I do believe. And of course, you can see sometimes it's going up and down. You can see also some other parameters here, but overall guys, I don't think that it was bad, right? It wasn't really 100% smooth all the time, but with an average FPS of 55, I think that the Xiaomi 15, being the smallest phone right now with the AMOLED, is not doing bad. And also what I've noticed when I was walking through the city exploring, the frame rate was lower than when I was in combat. Most probably it's the open city, a lot of graphics to be rendered, but nevertheless, this is the result. Stay tuned for more, and if you want to watch more tests like this, make sure to watch the previous video. I will now have to redo all my testing on CarX and Genshin Impact and Call of Duty and etc. so that I have a very good baseline on the Xiaomi 15 with the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay safe, VST over and bye.